iPad videos.
It's disgusting.
Would you like to play as well?
Yeah, he would.
You should.
No, come on. We
need one more.
I'm gonna go too.
Put yourself out there.
I'm so tired. Okay.
Alright. Hello everyone, my name is Sarah, and we're from Visionaries, which is one of the organizations present here at the conference. It's a youth leadership organization that focuses on social justice and environmental justice issues in Seattle, and then we also have an office in Guatemala, and there's lots of trips during the summer and the spring that partner Seattle teenagers with Guatemalan teenagers and do various service projects. So that's basically our organization in a nutshell. And so we're going to play a game called the Red-Green game. If anyone here has played it before, please let me know. Okay, just because.
Class of 2009.
Oh.
We're alumni over here.
So we're going to count off in fours, starting with you.
1,
2, 3, 4. 1,
2,
3, 4. 1,
2,
3.
Awesome, cool. Ones will go to this corner, twos will go to that corner, threes to that corner, and fours to this corner.
1.
Oh wait, up to 3.
I can never remember.
Extra one.
Yeah.
Okay, and so.
Wait, how are there only 2?
I think you're
I don't want to be in a group with her.
Too much energy.
Okay. Okay, perfect. And so I'm about to come around and hand out kind of instructions for the game. And there's really only one big rule in this game, and that's don't ask any questions. Just read the sheet. You'll get it. So here you go. And we're gonna give you about 4 minutes to read over this with your team, kind of come up with a strategy or whatever you want. And after 4 minutes, we're going to hand out paper slips to each group. Have you played it?
I have.
All right. Thanks for...
Over here. Go ahead.
Okay, so after 4 minutes, we're going to hand out paper slips, and you're going to have to cast a vote of either red or green on the slip and hand it to Anna. But we'll let you know when that time starts. So you have 4 minutes to look over the sheet. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
Hold on, it's alright.
What is he doing?
Somebody just good.
Because they're just gonna write red or green. Robert,
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. You know what? I just came from like this interview. I think it's the call. It's like my dream job. So I'm very every day. So all the bio issues, like system consulting. No. They basically like connect the community to like the city. So they can get feedback. It's like my dream. It's like everything else to do. And it was just like this very intense.
oh, hey, everybody, also, during this time, come up with a team name, please, just so we can add it to the scoreboard. So,
Please,
be creative.
Somebody be the homie G.
Oh, no, you
was I there? I think you were there. That's what it, yep. Okay, cool. Yep. I watched it on the internet. I remember. Kind of disappointed.
But we have to understand the scores.
Yeah, just rolling in.
thing ever.
Could have been there. Oh, it would have been a local ball game. Okay, sure. I feel like,
So it kind of matters how you get it. When you go and you order.
yeah, I think, I totally agree. You just get fixated on structure. Did you see the spell?
Green is
You get in the, yeah, exactly. The higher stakes, really.
Yeah.
Which hopefully, but at the same time, like, it's very easy. You don't have to share anything.
Okay.
It's true. Not in the
All right. So what's your team name?
So we came up with like WACO since like WA for Washington and then CO for Colorado.
Nice. Team 2. What's your team name?
Anaconda.
No. Anaconda. No. All right. What's your guys' team name?
Call me G.
Leg hair crescent.
Leg hair?
All right.
Shave my legs in like 2 months, okay? Man?
Oh my God. And 4.
There are choices. Everybody has the right to make them. You know what?
Team 4. What's your team name? Sloth. Okay.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
All right. All right, everybody. So now we are going to hand out pieces of paper. Do you have them?
We did.
And pencils. Do you have pens?
So does everybody understand how the game? Well, you can't really ask questions.
Yeah.
but
So
they
you'll
all
be
know.
Has everyone read the instructions and talked about them with their teams?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
All right, you have 1 minute to discuss what you're going to vote with your team. Write it down and get it into Anna's hand before the minute is up.
We'll give you some.
Nice.
Where did you guys get these nice pencils from? All right, the minute starts now.
Now's your time.
Alright. Yep. Easily lose?
Wait, what are you doing over
Lose
here?
or win?
Hey, you can't.
Okay.
What?
Hey. Hi.
Also, it's important that everybody comes to a consensus on these decisions. So,
Yeah,
make sure everybody in the group is talking. All right, you have 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them on up here.
Okay.
Oh, also, did everybody write their team names or numbers on the
Everybody else
sheet?
like.
Perfect.
I did. Wait, we should have 4. Who's missing?
I don't think we did it right, guys.
Yeah, you're good. So, team Waco. Waco? Has voted green. Team Anaconda. Oh my gosh, which one are the sloths? That's you guys. Okay. Team Anaconda has also voted green. The sloths have voted red. Ooh. And so has leg hair. Okay, so that means teams leg hair and sloth, this is a really fun group, both get 200 points.
But why?
Because we won, Mike.
Because that's what
That's
it
what the
says.
sheet says.
And then teams Waco and Anaconda each get minus 200.
All right. So right now, we are going to hand out papers, and you have 2 minutes to talk to your group and bring a vote in. Starting right now.
Let's get going.
Bring about it.
We lost it.
So I've talked about water being alive, but so I just like now I'm talking about.
I can't answer your question. Don't ask the question. I can't answer your question.
You got it?
It's funny, it's like you're just bringing me back.
Are we supposed to negotiate with other people?
So why did we lose to the
No, I mean I'm talking about why I don't feel
Can you
bad.
answer? Can you ask? Answer that question. Oh my god, that makes sense.
The probability
Is there slots for green?
Yeah, and the way you think about Reggie, that's my favorite one.
You don't like red? Why would you like red?
Alright, you have 1 minute.
Oh my gosh.
Also, write your team name, please.
Hey, come on.
Wait, sorry. Do we have to write it?
Yeah. You guys got 1 minute left.
Sarah.
Red? Green? And then you have to choose his side, you green? No, what? That makes no sense. So you can do red and then not?
No.
What? It makes no sense.
Me?
10 seconds.
That's not 10 seconds. That's not her.
Alright. What else?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is your
Oh, and the better hurry up.
Okay, for round 2, we have Team Waco voting red. We have Team Anaconda also voting red. And Team Leg Hair also, the sloths, however, have voted green. So that means, if I am reading this correctly, that each group that voted red gets 100 points.
So now we're only at minus.
And then the sloths lose 300 points.
Wow,
Okay.
sloths.
Alright, so this round's gonna be a little bit different.
You guys are all even.
Alright, we're gonna ask one volunteer from each group to come up here to the center. So can one volunteer from each group come to the center of the circle? Alright, come up here. We need one representative of your team. Alright, so we're gonna have, or you guys are gonna have, a 2-minute discussion. You can kind of create a strategy together, like, I don't know, talk to each other about what you've been feeling during this game. I don't know, just about what, just talk for 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Don't be quiet. That'd be really awkward.
Just go. Starting now.
I'm not gonna tell you guys my strategy. Okay, you're gonna just be. You can't. Excuse me. Okay, so do you guys all kind of understand how it works?
Yeah.
Yes. I got it like the second round, so that was. No, I did understand the first time. Okay. Well, if we all just decide we're going green for the next, we could all just get 50, but that'd be nice. I don't know. But I don't know if you guys would betray it. Yeah. But then there'd still be, well, no, we literally always just get plus points. Or if one of us, no.
No, I'm basically
Well,
two of us. I mean, your group's called Leg Hair, so
that's
obviously a win.
That's the easiest way, but then you might not, like, if you want big points, you could say 3 would go.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
No, because then that's up to that person. It's up to that person. No, but then somebody would always get it.
Well, then, if we, yeah, if you just like,
Yeah, but I think if people out, like, it would even more fun if you just did this the whole time. Wait, no.
no, because then you get less
We might be able
points.
to
So,
even it all
I
out.
was there.
Here, wait. No, we could, so, no, if we strategize, we could even it all out. We would get all you guys caught up with us, which is 301. You all have negative
30 seconds.
You all have negative 100 right now.
No,
And
no,
if
we
we,
Oh, I don't know.
and then I have and so if we can just get them all even. Okay, so we could vote, so we could vote green.
Alright, 10 seconds.
And we would all.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
BAM!
No, over, go back to your teams.
Okay, we're gonna have round 3 again. You're gonna have 1 minute starting now to decide what your next vote is gonna be. We'll pass out slips. So take it away.
Actually, I guess it's not right.
Even though you're in this everybody is even.
Don't say it out loud. You can't say that out loud.
Why?
30 seconds.
American Idol over here.
Okay, round 3. We have Waco voting red. We have Anaconda voting red. And also both other teams voting red. Which means you all lose 50 points.
Sucks. Sucks.
Alright, this is another discussion round, so send up a different representative to come on up. You will have 1 minute this time to discuss in a group about what you want to do in the next round.
I think you're
Let's get started. Alright.
somebody go.
Lay down the law.
You go.
Alright, starting now. You have 1 minute.
Alright, guys, cool, you guys. I'm gonna check you guys.
That's the plan.
It's for us?
Well, the point of the game is to get as many points as possible. If we go even, and we all get 50 points, good for us.
Nothing's gonna get
That's not
done
more.
like last time.
Hey,
What are you doing there, pal? Touching your face? You tired? Oh my gosh.
Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Boom!
Okay, now you guys have.
Alright, now you all have 1 minute to bring up a vote with your team, red or green. Starting now.
I know it is.
All right. Oh, she's locking it in.
Figure out how to navigate.
They already voted, so. She knows nothing.
30 seconds.
It's not my business though.
But they're all
Like, again.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Why didn't you send it to me?
It could be dependent on a bunch of different ways, but it's if you were to redraw points based on
Round 4.
We're halfway through this strategy.
Okay, listen up, squad. Our first team Waco has voted green. That doesn't mean anything. My anaconda don't has voted red. Leg hair has voted green. But the sloths have also voted red, which means
We get 200.
both of our red teams get 200 points. And then both of our green teams lose 200 points.
Now you have 30 seconds in your group to come up with a letter, a color, and bring it up to us. Starting 30 now.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Sorry. 30 seconds.
Write your color down, so y'all better hurry up. I told y'all leg hair. What'd I say? I'm always right.
Okay, you guys got lucky the last time bringing red.
Yo, Robert.
Wow, you guys are
15
very
seconds.
confident in red. Like, lost twice to get into
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Round 5. Team Waco has voted red. Team Anaconda has also voted red. And so have both of the other teams. You all lost 50 points.
Come
Oh my
on,
God.
people.
No.
Clearly,
Okay. You now have another discussion, so unless you have 2 people, choose
Someone else, come on in. All right. And you guys have 2 minutes.
talk strategy.
Starting now. Go.
I know.
What? We're winning.
Where are you?
There's still friends here. Pretty much there at least. So what if we also but no, you they're at 0, we're at 0.
Ash Wednesday.
All right, 1 minute.
I saw this photo. It's like when it's Ash Wednesday, the snows go home.
Yeah, they're at negative 400. So we're tied. We're tied with. Waco's at negative.
30 seconds.
They're like negative.
They are. We told this group, and then all the rest are at 0.
She said we don't need you, but we enjoy your presence.
That's smart. Okay, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Break. All right, now you have 1 minute in your group to come up with a vote.
Trust Dan. I don't trust Dan.
Robert, go.
Oh my God.
Don't write it down.
Red 3 times in a row. 4 times. Oh my God.
I'm a mama like you about
I don't get it.
All right, 20 seconds.
We haven't said what we're doing yet.
I am a mind reader. I know her hand. She's not gonna do it again. She's not gonna do it again. I'm too good at this. Oh, she's less confident. Oh, she wrote
5, 4, 3,
It's going
2,
down.
1.
Less confident.
Get out of
Did
here.
she write it? Did she write it? Did she write it? Oh! She did.
Oh my gosh. note says. I'm sorry. I'm sure
I just tried to give him more confidence.
Okay. It says red. So do the other two teams. Oh man. Okay, that means that all of the red teams get 100 points. Wow, that's a lot of points. And then our green team sadly loses 300 points, which is a lot.
I told you
It's
that.
another negative 700.
All
Alright, we're gonna have one more discussion. 30 seconds. Bring up a representative. And we have a big announcement, teams. This next round of points will be multiplied by 10. You have 30 seconds to discuss with everybody.
10.
10
This is
times. Start now.
The costs are greater.
This
Keep going.
negotiation isn't working.
Yeah, keep going.
You have 100 feet. You have 100 feet.
Down, phone.
Oh,
Blood is gone.
Alright, 15 seconds.
Okay.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright.
Times 10. This makes you win or lose. Okay?
Alright.
Not
No,
gonna say
but
I
then
believe
Jordan,
you.
we're all just
Okay, you guys are now going to have only
I would say I
30
believe in you,
seconds.
men's leg.
30 seconds starting now for your final vote.
They said,
Not 2, not 3.
did anybody see this?
Roxy. Again.
Can I see that?
Put the Condy on there.
What?
Man, thrower! Condy, did you put her name on there?
Yeah, so I don't. Well, oh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up for your final vote. Hey, time's up. You're right,
Hey.
Okay. For our last round.
Everybody lost.
Okay.
Can we start from the bottom?
Sure. Game changer. Oh my god, I might have mixed up all of them. Oh my god. Good. I'm so sorry. Okay, we're gonna start from the middle because I found that one. Anaconda has voted red.
Oh!
What are we clapping for?
Please correct me if I'm wrong. So has leg hair. Has
Oh!
voted red, correct? And oh my god.
Because we also
You,
did red.
Waco voted green or red.
Why would you guys do that? Now you're just gonna lose even more points.
What
Sorry,
about
Oh!
the loss?
so not
What was your
true.
vote?
Yeah,
Red?
Yes, it's
So-
all minus 50 now.
So then we all lose.
Yeah, but if we would have voted green,
Oh,
then
it's
we
actually
would have
minus
gotten
500.
Now you guys are literally a negative 12.
That was yeah, but if we did it the other way, then we would have been way
Alright.
behind all of
Okay,
it.
we're gonna have
Everybody,
time to fight in a second.
we're gonna form a circle on the ground and have a discussion. Can you? Okay.
I would ask the same thing. I'm sorry.
Math doesn't exist in my world.
Amen. Yes.
Alright, everybody stand up and form a circle.
Yes, Jordan.
We're gonna sit in a second once we make a nice enough circle. So come on over, guys.
In like the middle of the circle.
Alright, let's go back like a step, everyone, and sit down. Okay.
You just like left our project in. Did you leave the scissors? No,
Alright, so what kind of things struck you about this game?
There's some strategy. I have no idea what it is. I mean, I feel like the strategy is just talking to people, but then again, somebody from each group is gonna have to lose points. I mean, is there a way to get that everybody gets points?
Well, if you started it out evenly for the first 2 rounds, then you could have alternated it to the point where you would have
Yeah, but that just takes so much math and like time.
No, I mean it just takes luck.
Well, exactly. Then if it just takes luck, then the entire thing's just luck.
Well, it takes luck the first 2 rounds if you got like plus 200 and minus 200 for a group, and then you got for like alternating, so you'd break even at 0. And so if you could keep alternating the rest of the way across the board, then you'd all break even at 0. But we didn't.
Nobody would do that.
Did it ever?
Yeah. So what's the goal?
Did
But
it
or-
ever cross
It's
anybody's
possible to
mind?
go safe in the first round until you actually can discuss.
Like
So
everybody
if
gets
everybody guarantees that they're going to get 50 points, but then the point of the game is to get as many points as
Yeah, you
possible.
don't all want to break at the.
stabbed in the back.
So
you
the
don't wanna
incentive is to
break even. That's the thing. You like somebody wants to win. So if you try to like strategize, then I don't know with other teams, it's better. I feel like it's better to just strategize within your own team, kind of thing.
Were there a lot of were there different patterns that you noticed, people's behavior, or how the discussion kind of affected the next round? Did they have any impact at all, do you think, on people's decisions?
I try to agree on like what to like strategize as like all 4 teams, and then we would leave off, and then we would like have trust issues and what to see what they're gonna pick.
Trust issues.
I think it's all about trust.
Yeah, but for the first couple of discussions, nothing really got like on. So we kind of just like talked and then.
It's good again because there's no real incentive to agree
Yeah,
if you're
because
trying to get as many points. Can have a
There's
discussion,
also
but
not
they
enough
kind of break
time to
down.
like have an actual discussion about a strategy.
And it's like 7 o'clock at night, which means I've shut off. Because I'm not working anymore.
Yeah, so how did you feel? Did you feel stressed during this game? Did the people coming around stress you out, or the discussions, or the timing?
You know, we're like minus 1200. Of course, I'm gonna be stressing.
Bobby was stressing me out a little
Oh
bit.
my god.
Well, yeah, there's a clipboard, so it looks
Yeah.
official. Someone's
should bring
taking
them
Oh, that
notes.
wasn't real?
Are you done?
Wait,
What do you mean by that?
What?
Yeah, I'm done.
You weren't actually
Bring
like,
them over.
doing all this.
Whatever.
I was
The
actually
scores?
looking at what people were saying, or the types of things.
Oh, okay, okay.
She said that wasn't real. That's Bob's
So welcome. My vision skills are amazing.
Yes.
She's very, very speedy at it.
All right, so we have the final scores that we're gonna announce in a second. Do you want to announce them?
You guys all
All right,
suck.
can we get a drum roll, please?
Uh,
Waco with how many points?
I don't want to hear it.
0
Zero.
points. Really? 0 points. Oh,
1200.
how many points? 0 points. How many points did Anaconda get?
0.
Ooh, what about Lake Hair?
Ah,
Zero.
no, come
And our
on.
final team?
0.
Uh,
You guys all
How
suck
did
because you guys all got 0.
Zero?
haha,
Okay,
it's
do you want to explain it?
Something
it's
to
because of the last round.
Yeah, so I don't know if this ever crossed anyone's mind, but as it says here, the objective of the game is to score as many points as possible.
Positive points.
Positive points, and that doesn't actually mean for each team. You guys just took it that way. So what it actually means is to get as many points as possible for everyone as a whole. But so if you add up all of these points, all of them together, you end up with 0.
Oh.
So you guys didn't do so well.
Oh, good.
So why do I mean obviously we're not just playing this game, you know, to see how many points we can get. So what do you guys think that means in context of environmental justice?
The mindset is that you shouldn't be just trying to work in a single team or like by yourself. You need to unite with others and become one big group so that you can all come to a consensus to gain as much, you know, like for us, like to come together and bring knowledge and spread it all together rather than just try to do our own little thing, which can be hard because sometimes that's what like you're used to is doing your own little thing or with your group. And so we have to just make sure we broaden our minds and make sure we're connecting with other people so that we're on the same base so that we can all exceed in what we want to achieve. I mean, if you're going against each other in a sense, you're going to come across complications because, I don't know, I guess kind of trying to relate this to something environmental. Like, okay, so you're trying to save a forest, but I don't even know. So this one group has this part of the forest, this other group has this part of the forest, and they're trying to like build, I don't know, wildlife preservation. And then they start arguing about like, oh, this is our area, this is your area. I mean, it's really not helping the environment at all. Like, you know, stuff doesn't get done when people are focused mainly on what they're doing instead of like trying to work together.
Another thing I think is really thinking outside the box. Like there were no real directions, and so we all like kind of instinctively took it to our own selfish point gaining. So I think we need to really open our minds and like think for the world rather than just for our community. So we have a few quotes that Michael wrote down as he was walking around listening to you guys' talk. And so some things that we heard, or Michael heard, was, okay, let's see where to start. Well, shut up, blank. I don't think we can trust each other. I'd love to negotiate, but we don't have time. No incentive to working together. You'll all lose. Let's just see if you can all help us out from this team over here. So just hearing those things, how do you think that relates to discussions about the environment or how people kind of view making like decisions about the environment and like real life decisions?
All of those were so negative. They're all like just trying to get ahead.
You'll all lose.
How do you feel about I'd love to negotiate, but we don't have time?
I feel like that, I mean, in this case, not so much, but in real life issues, that's like the case a lot. You're always saying that you want to do certain things, like, oh, I would love to do that, but I don't have time, so kind of making the time instead of just continually saying that, I guess.
We are bound by really, really, really unclear rules, which I think is how we feel also in a lot of like everyday life. Like I feel like we're bound to these things that were never said and don't really exist. Like we easily could have taken our little conference group outside, but none of us like wanted to go against any unspoken rule.
So just to go a little more into like the real world applications of this game, have any of you guys heard of the Montreal Protocol or the Kyoto Protocol? So those are, I don't know a ton about them, but they're like United Nations kind of summits or conferences that happen kind of like what we're doing, where most of the countries in the world, or sometimes just the big powerful countries, come together and say, hey, here's this really big problem, and in these two cases, it was climate change, and what can we do about it? So the Kyoto Protocol, which has been kind of an ongoing discussion, but started in the 90s, was a meeting that happened in Kyoto, Japan, and we had a ton, I don't think it was every country, it was a ton of countries in the world come together.
All the UN countries.
Yeah, all the UN countries. Come together and say, hey, climate change is an issue, what we need to all do here is to ratify kind of not a constitution, but kind of an agreement that says climate change is a real issue, humans have caused it, and here are some things that we are going to promise to do about it.
Especially in relation with cutting back on carbon emissions.
Yeah, I think that was the big focus, was greenhouse gas emissions. So ratifying this agreement required unanimous support, kind of like what we said in your groups. You want everyone to agree with your decision, or it's not going to happen. And so what happened is every country that was there agreed to all of the requirements, and then the United States said that they wouldn't do it. And basically why, the only reason you would say no is because environmental regulations cost money, agreeing with this stuff takes time and money, and it takes it away from the profit that corporations can be making, that the government can be making, blah, blah. So the U.S. pulled out and they wouldn't support it, and that caused a lot of other countries to pull out because kind of like in this game, you don't want to be the only group that votes green because if everyone else is going to be profiting and not following these environmental regulations that hold them back, then you don't want to be the only team that's doing that, kind of like falling behind, if that makes sense. Is that, are you guys following? So when the U.S. pulled out, so did a couple other countries, India and Brazil. Why do you think that they...
In China.
In China, yeah. So those are all kind of big countries with a lot of people, a lot of power to influence climate change because of all of their industry and so on.
So why do you think the actually never mind. Answer that question.
This would be more of a discussion. We're just kind of running out of time, so sorry to talk at you. But another protocol. Do you want to talk about this one?
Sure. So the Montreal Protocol was actually a very successful protocol. It was to curb the emissions of what is it?
They're called chlorofluorocarbons, which are things that come out of like aerosol cans and a lot of other things that I don't remember.
And they contribute to the destruction of the ozone layer. And so, and this conference was very successful because all of the UN countries agreed to it. And so
actually, it was every country in the world. I don't know how they did it, but it was literally every country in the world agreed to this, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah. And so since then, the emissions of these toxins has been pretty much cut off from the atmosphere. And since then, we've seen the ozone hole being restored. So the ozone has actually been producing itself back to how it used to be before these toxins were destroying it. And so this is just one example of like everyone voting green and really working together to like move forward together. So that's one example of that.
We have 2 minutes. So do you guys have any comments or questions or anything? Yeah.
It's just about the game. Did you guys come up with the game or was it already invented?
No, yeah, it's a pretty popular environmental justice game. So, yeah.
Is it just for the purpose of environmental justice, like to prove a point?
What do you think?
I'm sure it can be used for a bunch of other things. I didn't know if it was created and like if it was created with the intention just for environmental
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that's kind of just the most
applicable one.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you, I feel like it very much applies to social issues and
For sure.
very much like political movements and things going through the government. If one person votes no, then something being like progressed through could easily be ended.
What's the the strategy to get the most points for everyone?
Everyone votes green.
Oh, really? Just
The whole
Yeah.
time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Told you that.
But it's funny that we've played this before and like every time,
This is what the board
yeah,
always
there's
looks like.
never a team that's like, oh, we're all supposed to get
And
things
every once in a while, I played it like quite a few times, led it quite a few times, and there'll be teams that like, or groups that will vote green all the time for like 2 rounds, and then one team will be like, oh, but we can get so many points, and then they vote red, and it just, you can like see how that, it's just the human nature kind of comes back to us.
I think it would be interesting to see how it would play out if you told them that it was a like if you were trying to earn points as a whole, like to see if everyone would still vote green or if they would still try to do it for personal gain.
Pretty cool.
Glad you
Yeah,
had it.
thanks
It's like,
everyone.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
any of you guys